Yeah, congrats to Iowa State. It was a heck of a game by those guys. I thought they really asserted their aggressiveness early on and set a tone, which is what great teams do at home with their home crowd. That was able to get the crowd into the game. Thought the crowd was terrific. We tried to fight and battle just to kind of stay attached in the first half so that we gave ourselves a shot. I thought our guys did some really good things to hang in there. We, had some plays that we normally, I think, would put away in this game that we didn't. But I think Iowa State probably could say the same thing. Terrific run by our guys in the second half. When we came back and tied the game, that was, the way that we intended to play for 40 minutes. But, your intention obviously is impacted by the other team and, by other circumstances at times. Chase going down obviously was tough for us. But Iowa State did a tremendous job kind of answering that run. And, a couple unfortunate finishes for us that we did not make. They were able to extend the lead. I thought Gilbert was phenomenal all game long, just fighting and attacking, getting in the paint.
Hey, Shaka, they shot 64% in the first half and I think ended up with 42 points in the paint. Defensively, what would you have liked to seen better?
You got to defend with more force. Those guys, they played offense with great force for, I think, the majority of the game. I thought, for about, 8 minutes or so in the second half, we had it. And, Iowa State deserves a lot of credit the way they attacked. I thought, they mixed it around so it wasn't just one guy. I mean, Gilbert obviously was, if you had to pick one. But I thought Jefferson and Jackson did a great job attacking, and even some of their guys off the bench. Jones just comes off the bench, but he's a starter. I mean, he's a load as well. So, they were really, really aggressive. We have to understand as a group that, we probably don't have the biggest, strongest team. So, there has to be the absolute best fight and intentionality you possibly can have against a team like this.
You guys got the quick turnaround. I mean, how is Chase feeling?
I got nothing for you on Chase. He went down. He wasn't able to go back in. We'll get him checked out when we go back.
How did Gilbert have his success in the first half, and then how did you guys feel like you contained him in the second?
Well, I thought Iowa State in general did a great job of throwing the ball ahead on the break and attacking before our defense was set. We did a poor job of getting back and defending a guy like that with 5 guys. So he was in the paint sometimes before our defense was set. He's a load. He's so far this season, coming into this game, I think he'd only made 3 threes, but he's obviously a threat, to make threes. But you could tell he had his mind made up. He was going to get to the paint. And Stevie did a better job, did a good job on him in the second half. He still got in the paint a lot, but I thought we did a better job on him for that stretch when we came back.
You guys forced Iowa State into 12 turnovers, but you only turned them into 5 points. Did you want to see more in terms of taking advantage of those opportunities to the best of your ability?
Yeah, I mean, and Iowa State deserves a lot of credit for that. They took care of the ball well, but this, from our standpoint, not enough violence, not enough assertive aggressiveness. Allowed them to be the team that played with more force, not enough deflections. And, again, we're not playing Little Sisters of the Poor. We're playing a top 10 team on their home floor. So the things I'm saying are really easy for me to sit up here and say, and are hard to go do against a team like that.
You guys fight back to tie the game at 61. Did you see anything change after that moment when Iowa State went on the 14-0 run?
Well, let's see. The very next play, I thought Stevie took the ball from Gilbert. They called the fouls. We went to the foul line. They scored. So that gave them the lead back. I think those type of plays it's really important, when you tie the game up, what happens next. Because if you're able to get another stop and then another score, that puts increasing game pressure on the other team. Then we came down to our end, and I believe we missed a stone-cold layup. We missed a couple other easy ones in the paint at that point. But Iowa State, if you look at those next several possessions, they were surgical with their aggressiveness and their ability to stretch us out and then get in the paint. Did a good job finishing, and I thought there was a couple that when we did make them miss, there were some crucial ones that they got back. Both teams got a lot of offensive rebounds in the second half because both teams missed a lot in the second half. But I thought, the ones they got back were just, when you're down, you're a road team, you've got to corral those and come up with those so you can go the other way.
Demarius and Royce both played over 20 minutes. What do you want them to take away from this?
They had to. I mean, we're down Zaid, and then Chase got hurt. So they had to play that much. I thought, those guys are both offensively really, really gifted. The challenge is going to be catching them up on the defensive end as fast as we possibly can. As you know, it takes time when you're a freshman. But I thought those guys, they played with no fear on the offensive end. They competed. They're gifted guys, and they're going to continue to get opportunities.
Cam's been so efficient this season. What do you think Iowa State did to kind of mess up his rhythm a little bit?
If you asked him, he would say nothing. But I think that Lipsy is a heck of a defender. I think his aggressiveness, his toughness, they made everything he did hard. Now some of the misses he had, they were just shots he missed, but they made it hard. So like he went one way and they cut him off, then he had to go the other way. And Cam's so good at that. I thought the one stretch where we were really playing well and when we came back, we were able to isolate certain matchups where it wasn't Lipsy. And he did a really good job attacking there and either scoring or creating a wide open shot. We had a lot of wide open ones that were created, kind of against their aggressiveness. Didn't make enough of them for the way we played in the rest of the game. Go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Keyshawn has shown throughout the season, and now I'm sure you saw this on tape, just an incredible ability to get to the rim and finish through contact and around contact. How difficult is that to defend, especially for you guys if you're trying to defend the defense's end?
It's really difficult. I mean, nobody's done it yet. Every team that Iowa State's played, I'm sure, has had the game plan that we got to keep this guy out of the paint, and he keeps getting in the paint every time. Again, I think it starts with how he is in transition. If you're really, really greedy in a good way, we always say be greedy in a good way, about getting in the paint, then you got to fight to go in there before the defense is set, and he's doing a phenomenal job of that. I don't think we did a good enough job helping our teammates because you can't guard him with one guy, but he is a load. Thank you, guys.